So what's about to happen is a first in secular talk history, I think. Maybe it happened one other time in some random show in like 2014 at some point. I don't know. Or it could be a first. I really don't know. But Sean Hannity is going to get something correct. He's going to get something right. And he's going to agree with a left-wing priority. Wowzers. So he's talking about criminal justice reform. He's talking to Jared Kushner. And look at what he said.
Violent offenders, those are people that I think you cannot let out. Those are people that have got to serve their term. But on the other hand, I do think that there has been disproportionate sentencing, especially on, for example, the crack versus powder cocaine issue. I think that's been proven over and over again. I would love to see the president, and I don't know if this is part of the package, transform the power of the pardon. Put up committees, find those people that we really believe have a very low chance of recidivism, one-time offenders, like Alice Marie Johnson, and find them all and give them another chance.
What? What? Okay, I 100% agree with Sean Hannity on this, and he's right. So he's talking about how, hey, Trump should transform the power of the pardon and really ramp it up. And basically what he's saying is, look at somebody like Alice Johnson, who Trump freed, thankfully, and also because Kim Kardashian got involved, which was good in this sense. Give people like her another chance, because she shouldn't have been locked up. So, in other words, what he's saying is, hey, man, why are we not freeing the nonviolent drug offenders and giving them all pardons? Totally agree. He's completely right. And I'm so happy he said this, and I'm so happy that this is now becoming a position where the left and the right agree, and it's almost like, duh. Now, it's actually true right now that you do have Trump, Rand Paul, a bunch of Republicans, and Democrats. They're working on a bill, and they're probably going to water it down 1,000 different ways, and at the end result is not going to be a great bill, but it'll be an okay bill, where they're trying to do criminal justice reform. But what Hannity's pointing to here is even more important, because what he's saying is, okay, the bill is one thing, but why are we not basically using the power of the pardon, ramping it up, and doing vast swaths of pardons to let nonviolent drug offenders go? Now, can you say there's an element of hypocrisy? A little bit, because I'm not sure if Hannity did it, to be fair, but I know other right-wingers did it. Towards the end of Obama's time in office, he did start pardoning and commuting the sentences for a lot of nonviolent drug offenders. I remember because I covered it in detail, and I had to give him a lot of credit towards the end of his time in office, because he was like, okay, nobody's looking, right? Boom. Just, I don't even know how many he released, but it was a lot. It was like a whole bunch of batches of them. Like, okay, all nonviolent drug offenders, release. And that was one of the best things that Obama did. I mean, it's right up there with like, oh, this is what you should have been doing all along. Now, at the time, Obama did get shit from the right when he did it, and they strawmanned him and smeared him and said, oh, you're letting the criminals go. And it's like, yeah, but they're nonviolent drug offenders. They shouldn't really be criminals. But listen, whatever. I will take it now that Hannity is begging Trump to do it, and I will join you in begging Trump to do it, because I don't care how it gets done. I don't care about the partisan politics. I just want it to get done. I just want you to free the nonviolent drug offenders because they didn't do anything wrong. So Hannity's 100% right. And then the final thing is, he mentioned there too the disproportionate sentencing on crack versus cocaine. See, for those of you who don't know, crack and cocaine is the same drug, but crack is smoked and is the cheaper version of cocaine. So cocaine historically was used by people who are whiter and richer. So the sentencing for cocaine the laws weren't as strict as the sentencing for crack. They made crack, which is the same drug, you got more time for it. Why? Because poor people were using it and people of color were using it more. And so there was this sentencing disparity, even though it was the same drug. And that's one of the key arguments that was used all along as, hey, wait a second, this war on drugs is kind of bigoted, isn't it? It is pretty racist, because you're literally locking up poor people and brown people more for the same fucking drug. So now the left changed that. I think under Obama's administration, they changed that law and made it equal sentencing. And now, again, this is another one of those issues where it's so common sense that even Hannity has to admit now, like, yeah, the sentencing disparity was kind of fucked up, wasn't it? That's right, it was. But see, this is what happens. Historically, the positions that are left, when they become rule of law, fast forward 5 years or 10 years, and then all of a sudden the right has to agree with it because it was such common sense. And that's an important fact that we need to remember going forward. It happened with the Civil Rights Act. The right was against the Civil Rights Act. They were against treating people equally. And then 10 years later, 20 years later, they had to be like, oh yeah, it was kind of fucked up when we had segregation, wasn't it? Yes! So now he's gotten to this point now on nonviolent drug offenders. Now, he might flip again under a Democratic administration, and if a Democrat releases nonviolent drug offenders, he might be like, how dare you? But hey, at least now he's correct. And I'm glad that he's pushing Trump, because you know who one of the people that Trump listens to is? Sean Hannity. He loves Sean Hannity. So I agree. Trump, start pardoning all the nonviolent drug offenders. When Sean Hannity agrees and Kyle Kulinski agrees, get to it.